take the hit, take the hit, take the hit.
Welcome back to FPL Take the Hit. You're here with Joff. Today I am locking in my match day 7 or round of 16, whatever you want to call it, UEFA Champions League fantasy team. I mean, if you haven't seen my hit squad already, check out that video. The link's down below if you haven't watched it. But like as you can see on the screen, it's just a nice, well-balanced squad. Obviously, my bench is consisted of Bayern Munich players galore because obviously they play on the last day of the Champions League. There's 4 different match days, so obviously for those who don't know, you can obviously substitute players on and off after every day of play, basically. So obviously Lewandowski, Pavard, and Kimmich will all end up on the field. But we'll start with those 3. So obviously no brainers. Bayern Munich, I think they can go a long way in the Champions League. They're in a good little bit of form. They're back on top in Germany, and Lewandowski. It's obviously a no-brainer. I think everyone should have him. Let's be honest. And then Benjamin Pavard and Kimmich. So 2 defenders. Obviously, it's a bit interesting, isn't it? But obviously, I've got the 2 defenders for like a longer term. That's what I'm looking at. And obviously, Kimmich plays in the midfield most of the time. So hoping that he can do some damage for me finally. He hasn't done much in returns of goals and assists, but he can pop up at any time. You never know. And obviously Pavard is just a mainstay in that defense, and I like those 3. And so obviously Merit as well on the bench, basically because he's the cheapest keeper. But I've got Mr. Alisson in goals, which I'm hoping that Liverpool goes deep as well, so I can keep him in my team basically the whole way through the Champions League. They've got a really, obviously they're back on solid grounds, the Liverpool defence, so I really like that shout. Obviously another one that I think I mentioned in the previous video was obviously Szczesny, great option for Juventus, away to Lyon and home to Lyon after that. So I can see Juventus going through. And talking about Liverpool, finishing with Liverpool, the defence as well. So Alexander-Arnold, the guys are just everywhere, crosses the ball from anywhere, just amazing passing, amazing shooting, amazing corners as well. So free kicks, so TAA is definitely going to be in my team, lock him in that position. And I've got Gossens as well, so from Atalanta. So not many people would have heard of him, but he's just in unbelievable form. Like go to check out some of his stats. He's in ridiculous form for Atalanta. He actually got an assist on the weekend against my boys Roma. And he's basically playing as like a left wing back. So he's getting forward a fair bit, and he ends up in the box a fair bit. He looked really good. Atalanta looked actually really good against Roma. Roma's in a bit of bad form, but still, Atalanta's, man, I'm looking forward to what they do against Valencia. It's going to be interesting. Anyway, finishing off the defense, Bonucci at the back as well. I needed to have some sort of Juventus cover. I just think that, again, they can make a deep run in the tournament. I know Ronaldo's going to want that. All right, so moving on to the midfield. So as you can see, Mohamed Salah with the captaincy. Obviously, it's just basically because they're playing in the first day. So if he does nothing, we'll move it on to someone else. But I like Mo. I think Mo's a good shout this week. And so talking about Atalanta, so Josip Ilicic, another player who's in amazing form. He's just been scoring for fun for Atalanta. Really amazing. Like, he played really well against Roma as well, just really moving the ball around, and he's got a nice curling left boot on him. So Josip Ilicic is one to watch, and Gomez as well. So if you don't want to go for Ilicic, go for Gomez in the midfield, because both players are in pretty good form for Atalanta. And again, I can see them taking out Valencia, so I can see them getting at least 4 games. So you're going to have Ilicic most likely for 4 games if you put him in your team, because I know that's a bit of a fear factor in this team, because you're like, I've got to make transfers though, Joff. I don't want to put in a player that might get knocked out, but I can see them going deep. That's my opinion. We'll see what happens. So Son Heung-min obviously got a double against Aston Villa. So he missed the penalty, but still got his double, and I think he's a really great option again. I mean, Leipzig, who knows? They could actually give him a really good push, a really good run in this game. But I think that Tottenham will go through, in my opinion, and I think that Son is a really good option, especially because he's on penalties as well. I think that's amazing. And then moving on, so I've got Danny Parejo as well. I guess he was just a budget enabler for me, to be honest. I mean, I needed someone to kind of fill in that hole there, and he's actually a decent shout. He got an assist on the weekend. He's on penalties for Valencia. He probably will get knocked out, obviously. That's what I'm thinking. But at the end of the day, we will replace him in due course, no fear. And finishing up my midfield, I've got Angel Di Maria. So again, another player who's in amazing form, and he's been in really good Champions League form as well. So a player that's playing against Borussia Dortmund. yeah, I love Di Maria. I think he's a really good option. And then you're finishing up with Messi and Haaland. So Messi, just a no-brainer for me. I mean, you could go Ronaldo if you want, if you really feel that, but I'm going Messi because he can do anything against anyone, and Napoli hasn't been in the best form, got a new coach. So Messi for me. And then Haaland as well. Like, oh man, I actually watched the Dortmund game on the weekend, and I think they've got a chance of knocking out PSG. I think it can happen again. PSG can get done again, like by an underdog. Haaland's just in amazing form. He looks just special. He's a special talent. I think he's going to be probably the world record fee once upon a time in the future for when Dortmund sell him. I'm pretty sure there's actually a contract that he's got a release clause that's actually relatively low, but I'm sure that if he signs a new contract, they'll blow that up. But yeah, that's my team there. I'm really happy with this. If I do change it, I'll be putting it in the comments down below or in the community kind of section in the YouTube channel. But yeah, I'm happy with that team. But yeah, so a couple of other players, someone like Hakimi for Borussia Dortmund. I think he's a great option as well. I know that, again, you're looking at a PSG Dortmund game where you don't want any Dortmund players, maybe because PSG are the favourites, but you just never know in Champions League. Anything can happen. Really, it can. So I really wanted Hakimi. If they knock PSG out, Hakimi will be straight in my team. I don't care who they play, because I think he'll actually do something against PSG. But on the other side, in the PSG game, Thomas Meunier, I think that he's another great option as well. So that game really got me. And obviously the Man City and Real Madrid game, I think that one there is going to be really tasty. There's a lot of players that you can look at, especially for Man City, because they're fighting for the Champions League, because obviously the Premier League's gone for them. So a great couple options would say Aguero and even Mahrez as well. I think that if Mahrez gets his feet on the ground in this game, because you never know with Pep's rotation, I think there could be really good options. Yeah, Sergio Ramos as well. I mean, he's on penalties. He scored on the weekend. He's a really good option as well for Real Madrid. And like I said before, you can't rule out Leipzig as well. So someone like Timo Werner, or even, I don't even know how I'm going to say this, because Patrick Schick played for Roma and he was pretty bad, but he's coming good there. So there's a few little options there from Leipzig as well, and obviously Forsberg as well, another little tasty option. So there's a few players out there. Obviously, back yourself, back your gut. I'm happy with my team, but do your thing, guys. But yeah, that's my team for this Matchday 7 round of 16 action. I'm looking forward to this week, and yeah, thanks so much for tuning in, guys. And if you like this video, please give us a like, and I really appreciate any sharing with friends and family and that kind of thing. We've really appreciated the support. We're over 2,000 subscribers now, and yeah, thanks guys for looking after us and sharing the love. And as we say at FPL, take the hit. Always remember to stay positive and keep chasing them green arrows, guys. Thanks, guys.
Take the hit, take the hit.